Yellow Productions presents
the sights and attractions of Belem, just outside Lisbon, Portugal. I'm Chris.
I'm Uxie.
And today we're going to show you everything you need to know to visit the cultural sites of Belem.
In the next 6 minutes, I'll cover the major attractions of Belém, beginning with the Belém Tower, followed by the Monument to Discoveries. Then we'll visit the Jerónimos Monastery. We'll visit Pasteis de Belém to have some delicious pastel de nata, or Portuguese egg tarts, and we'll conclude by visiting the National Coach Museum.
A day trip from Lisbon is to come and visit Belem. I say it's a day trip even though it's only about 3 miles from the town, but it's a day trip because there's so many cultural sites here you could easily spend a whole day in Belem. And one of the most memorable attractions from Belem is the Belem Tower. This tower was built in 1519 as harbor defense for Lisbon. You can go up to the top. It's about 100 steps up to the top to that viewpoint for great views of the harbor here. I would advise to come early because they only allow 150 visitors in the tower. The line can get quite long on busy days. After 100 and some on steps to the top, there's a pretty nice view that you can see up here of the suburbs of Lisbon. There's Lisbon's Golden Gate Bridge of sorts over that way. It's very interesting climbing up here to the top of the tower because it's a one-way staircase. Actually, as you can see over here, there's this light up on top of the staircase. Green means it's okay to go. Red means don't go. Because it's so narrow, they only allow it to be one way up or down. Another tower-like structure in Belem, just about a 10-minute walk from the Tower of Belem, is the Monument to the Discoveries. This one is to commemorate Prince Henry the Navigator, and the people that are on the monument commemorate the teamwork that was required for Prince Henry to discover things as he was navigating. It was built in 1960 to model a previous monument that was built for the 1940s World's Exposition. In addition to viewing it from the outside, there's different teams on each side of the monument. There's also an elevator that you can take to enjoy the view from the top. Belem has a nice harborfront walk with some nice cafes that you can enjoy a coffee and the view. This cafe is very interesting because it seems like it's a little box with an awning. I'm not really sure if you'd consider that to be an inside or if you'd consider this to be outside. And just in front of the Monument to the Discoveries, they don't have food trucks per se, but they have food tuk-tuks. This tuk-tuk sells fresh squeezed orange juice. This tuk-tuk sells hot dogs and pastel de nata, those egg tarts. This tuk-tuk sells tour tickets and magnets. The reason why Belem can take a whole day, particularly if you're a museum lover, is this is like Museum Central. There's the planetarium over here. Over here is the Maritime Museum. Behind the Maritime Museum is the Archaeological Museum, and where we're going next is the monastery. The Jerónimos Monastery is the big attraction in Belem, and by big, it's big in size and also big in significance. This is one of the most significant examples of the Manueline style of architecture, the same style that was in that Belem Tower. There's a big church. The church is free admission to go in. The cloister, which you see right here, which is very decorative and ornate and well preserved, costs €10 to come in. You can buy it as a combination ticket with the other attractions in Belem. If you do that, you'll save some time and you'll save some money. So definitely do that and definitely come in here to check it out. It is quite an impressive courtyard. No trip to Lisbon, or Belem for that matter, would be complete without a trip to Pasteis de Belém, the originator of the egg tart. Since 1837, they've been making these egg tarts as a recipe from the convent that was just next door. They had extra egg yolks because they used the egg whites for laundry, and so the egg yolks they turned into these delicious pastries. But you don't just eat them like this. They have sugar right here, and they have cinnamon right here that you put on top to sweeten it up a little bit. And then you dive into the tart. And it's really pretty good. It's hot and it's fresh. And I think hot and fresh makes the difference in the egg tart being tastier and having more flavor. And the cappuccino here comes with a little extra bit of whipped cream, so you can get that whipped cream mustache that looks so fashionable. So I think the reason why they're so tasty is because they sell 20,000 egg tarts a day. The place is quite huge. When you walk up to it, you'll probably see a line out in front. That line is to buy the egg tarts to go. If you want to eat inside, you have two options. You can go on in and there's a little line for eating at the counter, or just go on in and have a seat in the one of many rooms. Don't be constrained to just the front room. There's like a back room and a back room and a back room. So just walk your way in. You can even see where they make the egg tarts, so wander around and pick the seat that you like best. The final must-see in Belem is the National Museum of Coaches. Now, you may be thinking to yourself at this point, seriously, a museum of horse-drawn carriages? And seriously, a museum of horse-drawn carriages. It's that cool, you have to go in. The building looks like a parking structure or a convention center. I'm not sure. It's this really new, contemporary building that has these really, really old, really decorative horse-drawn carriages in it. Now, if you think the carriage in Cinderella is exaggerated, it is not at all. It is actually understated compared to some of the carriages that are in here from the 1700s. Just to note, there are actually two coach museums in Belem. There's the new one, which is this one that looks like a parking structure that has 99% of the coaches, and then there's a little tiny one, which is the original one, which is just down the street. So pick which one you want to go into. It's €6 to go in the big one, or €4 to go into the little one. And if you time this video, it was almost like I paid the horse carriage to come behind me. So this is one that I probably could pay to go on to ride. I'll have to thank her later for making this video extra special. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Links are in the description below.
You might enjoy watching one of these other videos. Click any of them to watch. Links are also in the description below.